Episode 4. We've got nothing. We've got to get a better name for our program, but for now, that's what it is. Francis Leach here with Craig Harper. We are waiting, Craig, for the big B.
We are Bianca-less. Bianca Chatfield, of course, is our co-host. She's 10 minutes late. Not that I wanted to feel a little bit bad, to be honest. I wanted to feel a bit bad.
How do you value punctuality?
Well, highly.
What does it say about you as a personality?
Well, I
Or
don't
people
think-
who do get hung up on punctuality?
Well, I think in her defence, and
No,
I
we're
don't
talking
like
about you
defending-
right now.
Oh, me?
Yeah. What is it about punctuality that gets you?
Well, I think punctuality is pretty easy. Not to say that I'm never late, but I'm rarely late. You got to remember also, so my life for a very long time, more than most people's lives, was a run on hourly appointments, as in personal training. So I did 50 to 60 PT sessions. So I had a on the hour or on the half hour every day of my life for 5 or 6 days of a week, most of my adult life. So you just have to be efficient, and also opening a business and closing a business. So yeah, I
I
think
can hear
I
the
don't
big
think
footsteps
it's,
now.
I tell you
Here she
what,
is.
Hey.
Hey, welcome to the
we're
program.
recording.
Really?
It started
Yeah.
there.
Awesome.
Now, before you get comfy, can you go shut the gate? Not
Oh,
even being
really?
Melissa will do it. You go shut the
Oh.
gate.
Tight security here.
Anyone can wander in.
Yeah. Where you been?
Oh, God. Down in Mornington. Opening the gym on the 18th of April. So
Ah.
a
Look
bit
at
of
you
prep.
with your shit hanging out.
What?
Your guns.
They're disappearing, don't you reckon?
No, you're doing all right.
No, you.
I haven't even got
We're not
face
gonna have
down
a-
on
we
either.
You got Francis covered.
We're not doing a competition in here. Oh, look at you. He didn't invite himself into that, did he?
No, of course not.
Oh,
All right, you got
Usually-
me covered.
I don't ever want to have you covered.
Only child, low self-esteem.
So what's been happening,
Well,
boys?
no, just backtrack. You're opening a gym.
Opening a gym,
Mm-hmm.
F45 training studio down in Mornington. And yeah, shit's getting real now that's about to
In
open.
what way? What's?
Just the setup and all the stuff that
Yeah.
comes with
It's very grown up.
my God, I know. And I like any startup business, I think, is like that. You go in and you think it's going to be hard work, but then you don't realize all the things that go into it. And
Tell the good people what F45 is. I know you did this briefly, but just quick
yeah,
snapshot.
so F45 is functional group training. So you go in, you do a circuit style class,
And 45 because it's 45 minutes.
45 minutes,
Yeah.
pretty much go hard, go home.
Yeah.
And it's suited to everybody. It doesn't matter if you are just starting out or you're an elite athlete. You just work as hard as you want in that session. And that's what I love about it.
Yeah, yeah. And is it like circuit based? You just go from
Yep. So you go from
thing
one
to thing?
exercise to the next.
And is it time based? So
time based? So
right.
and every day is different. So some's more strength related,
Yeah.
some's more cardio related.
Yeah.
And the timing obviously is dependent on that.
What kind of
the base
equipment
is.
do you use?
Ev-
I'm not even asking this knowing the answer. I actually have never seen one, so I
Okay,
don't know.
so you use they have sleds where you're pushing them on the track, so loading
Kinda
them up
like
with
gridiron
weights.
players?
Yep, that's right. Dumbbells, barbells,
Yeah, so
medicine balls,
traditional stuff.
Yep, lots of boxes to jump up and down on.
Yep.
Chin-up bars.
Oh, that's me out.
Yeah,
Nah,
that's-
you would love it. You're going to come down. Both of
I
you are
will,
gonna come
but
down.
chin-ups, my shoulders just don't allow me to do that.
Yeah, but
Bloody baseballs.
There's always
injuries.
the TheraBand that you put
Yes,
under
I've
your knee
done
and
that.
then
Yeah,
up
that's
Ah.
a little. It's a little bit humiliating.
Yeah,
the old
there's
TheraBand.
also
Oh.
curves and Fernwood.
Oh, whackity whack.
Ah, we love Fernwood. We love curves. Actually, I think curves is redundant. I think curves is
What
gone.
about contours?
Contours. Was
that a- is
contours that joint where you just strap yourself in and shit moves your body around like
I've never-
You know what
involuntarily?
they did with that? Yeah, they've got together all the equipment from all the midnight infomercials and just put it in the one room. So you had those, you just held on to those things that just shake your
What
hands.
about that ab thing that you
Yeah,
use?
Ab King Pro.
yeah,
My
Ab
good
King
mate, the
Pro.
Ox bought one of
Oh, yeah.
those.
You bought
He
one.
bought one of those. My mum's got one. She's got Ellen.
And
Well,
the
I know.
Thigh Master.
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
just
All of that
really
stuff.
comfy. They used to have those
Fantastic.
at Harper's,
The
didn't
thigh
they?
master. Didn't have a fucking thigh master.
I'm just kidding.
What's your favourite piece of kooky equipment from
Well-
from the infomercial age?
Well, I will. So you're asking the right person.
I know
So
I am.
in 1982, I worked in the thriving metropolis of Bunbury in South Australia.
Oh wow.
New York, London, Paris, Munich, Bunbury. And we had a vibration belt.
There you go.
Oh.
Used to stand on a plate,
Yeah.
and because this shook your fat off.
But did it?
Oh, of course it did, Yanko. So imagine a seat like that seat belt. No, it was like a canvas material about, I don't know. Are you getting this, Melissa?
And it'd go around your ass?
So you'd stand. I know this is probably not a good angle, but you'd stand and go around here, and then it attached to 2 points.
A tractor.
Then you'd hit a thing and go, and just shake the bejesus.
What is that supposed to do?
Well, it made me want to poo.
Got you moving.
How is that different, though, from those vibro platforms that they have in
love
gyms
those.
now?
Oh,
Do they have them in,
don't
like,
The
start.
VIS has one.
Yeah, because they think the science allegedly is that it's doing something on a neural level. I haven't really. Yeah,
it gives you a
so
headache.
It's
There you go, it's
well,
working.
it's not designed.
Something like-
It's not designed for fat burning.
Well, no. I would stretch on it. I would get us stretching our hammies and
I had a
stuff on
bull
it.
worker when I was young.
Oh, yes, I had a bull worker.
I had a bull
A
worker.
fantastic
I don't even know what it is.
So it was this this
you're
long
missing out.
metal rod that you could squish together.
Yeah.
So it's like it would disappear into it itself, like
Like a
an
cylinder.
axle.
Yeah.
And it also had 2 bands on the outside of it, which you could pull this way. So like you could do bull worker. Very, very,
Just
very.
work the pecs.
I should.
That's basically.
Do you know?
That's basically
do you
the
know,
bull worker.
A couple of times I went to Port Phillip Prison, and I went to as a visitor Pentridge
Yep.
to teach the boys how to get strong with minimal equipment. If you ever want to find a group of men who are really interested in training well and getting strong and big and terrifying, that's the
Yeah.
place. And 2, very creative and resourceful about how to train. Because they've got, clearly it's not like they go, here boys, here's a lot of dumbbells for you.
Yeah,
'cause
knock yourself out literally.
yeah, that's a weapon. So all of the stuff is pin loaded, right? Well, where I was anyway. So pin loaded machines, and even the the pin that you put in, well, that's chained with a big fucking chain.
Yeah.
So there's nothing loose, right? But they, I did a thing with them called a manual resistance workout, which is where you just train someone using a towel. So
Yeah.
instead of working against, so if you're doing elbow flexion, so you're working your bicep, whether or not the resistance is coming from a dumbbell or a barbell or a machine or a cable or a bloke holding the other end of a towel, your bicep doesn't know. All your bicep does is respond to resistance. So over time, I developed this full body workout using nothing but someone who's got a bit of a clue, providing they loved it. They loved it. And I got the biggest guy, bigger than me, much bigger than me, got the biggest guy, brought him up the front and trained him. And everyone's like, he's going to kill you, you know? And because I
And
knew...
he didn't.
No, he didn't. Because I knew how to train him and how to get... And he loved it. They loved it.
Yeah,
So-
you've done that with us with Vixens before.
Yeah, yeah,
Phoenix
yeah.
before with the towels.
Yeah.
And that is
Yeah.
hard work. You don't realise.
Well, I went to a lawn one year when I was at the Saints, and we went because we had such a big budget. We went to lawn and stayed
Because it
in.
was close to the pub
That's
Yeah.
right,
for the boys.
and slept in a big sports complex. Like all slept on a basketball court for 3 nights on the
Oh.
floor on Lilo's.
God, I hate preseason camps.
Yeah, shit house.
Why do that?
But I trained all the boys one day where we did about an hour and 20 minutes, 15-minute session manual resistance, and they're like, "This is fucking
Pathetic.
this is
Who is this
really?
guy?
We can't even afford weights at this shit
Yeah,
club.
yeah. And next day, they're all sore, really sore, because you're just doing different things a different way. And people don't understand that, you know, like you as a netballer, so you train a certain way. Then if you, even when you were in the peak of your physical condition as an elite athlete, if you then went and skied for 2 days, you'd be,
Oh, so
you know, or something just
Yeah,
totally
just
different, because
using
people
different
think
muscles.
you're fit. Well, you're fit for what you do.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
you're not like people think I'm fit. I'm fit for about, you know, bit of bike, bit of walking, bit of weights. Anything else? If I played tennis, I'd be done in 8 minutes.
Oh, look, can you imagine Craig on the tennis court? All that
No. I can't even imagine Craig running.
all that agility.
I don't think I've ever seen
Have
him
you?
run.
I've never seen Craig run either. Have I
Yeah.
ever seen you run?
It's overrated.
Yeah, see?
I did it in the 80s.
Could you show us? Just get out there
I
and
could-
do a few laps.
I've run 3 half marathons. Thank you.
Have you?
Yeah.
That's more than I've ever done.
I used to run a lot. I ran obsessively when I was young, when I was a fat little kid. It's
To
in one
lose
of my
the weight.
books. Yeah, that's
Trying to
all
get
I
at
did.
them all.
I ran.
Just kept running up the highway. They have to keep coming. You have to come
Hey,
home.
we've probably got 2 or 3 listeners in Morwell. Hello, Ron and Mary.
Do you run, Frankie?
I do. Yes, I do. In
How
fact,
far?
It depends. Well, I do functional running these days. So I'm the match day runner for St Kevin's Old Boys, and we're up in the MOs A grade this year. I've done it for the last 3 years, so I'll be out there.
Have you
on
started?
first game start this weekend against De La Salle in Melbourne. So yeah, I get out there and put the lycra on, and not lycra, the fluoro shirt on, and get out there and run the messages to the players who instantly turn deaf as soon as I'm in their area.
Yeah, do they listen?
So it's funny. Some of them tell you to fuck off.
Do they?
Yeah, they don't mean it. You know that they don't mean it. You just
Can't do that.
oh, fuck off, mate. You know, there's that sort of thing. You know,
But you're on their team.
Yeah, but they just, you know,
Wow.
because it's usually when I'm coming toward them and they know they're stuffed up, and it's just like, yeah, I fucking know. Okay, but it's my job to
Wow.
come out here and pretend like you're listening to me. So I do that, which is great fun.
Do you sometimes just make up things just to be funny?
I recalibrate the coach's messages
Yeah,
occasionally.
exactly.
I think you have to be, you sort of pick your mark and go, you know, Craig over here will be okay if I tell him if he doesn't do that again, he's off. You might be a little bit more like fuck off if I do. So I sort of like try to be more diplomatic, but I always deliver what I'm expected to. And it's great fun. But yeah, I wear the watch, and sometimes the grand
iWatch.
Yeah, the grand final last year. I think on a big ground on a windy day. I think we ran about 14 k's that day.
Oh, wow.
So that was a big day.
I used to do some filling in running for when I was in OK Nick, believe it or not, at St Kilda. And so game day,
Yep.
probably did it 10 times in the 3 years that I was there. And Stan Alves, one day, I won't say what he said, but it was to run out to a player and tell him, give him a message that you would not want to give anyone ever about the quality of person that he was.
Oh.
So I went out and I went, Stan said you need to have a crack. And then which was nothing. It wasn't even
Did you ever have to run a message to Tony Lockett?
Yeah, I ran a message to everyone, I would say. Yeah, I mean...
'Cause you wouldn't want
back
to
in
say
the
that
da-
to him, you
No, you just run it. It doesn't matter what... The message I give is keep going, mate, you're doing great.
Just don't kill that guy.
Yeah.
Surely the coaches know, and they're just saying it to vent to you, so that then
Yes, it's pretty
like,
much...
they know you're not going to
yeah.
pass that on. Surely.
I think coaches have evolved, back in the
You
day. I
think?
mean, well, that
Hey,
one.
what do
well,
you reckon, Yank?
I don't know about that.
Do you,
Our
but-
sport's very different, though.
Is it?
We would never tell anyone who was coming to give us a message to fuck off.
Lisa
Ever.
Alexander, with the great Lisa Alexander, a good friend of mine as well as yours, would never say that. Would she? Would she ever?
Nah,
Would she ever?
she's very diplomatic.
Yes,
Yeah.
she would say.
No, Lisa's
Tell Chatfield.
very spiritual. Actually, she gets quite emotional in her pre-game
Oh,
speeches.
she's a star.
Yeah. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, she's deep. Yeah,
She's
well,
a deep thinker.
I think her bloke's a bit deep too.
Yeah.
Malcolm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
know
know
Mel.
Mel.
I know Malcolm. Yes, I
Oh.
saw Lisa yesterday. He's Dr. Malcolm now.
Yes.
That's right. She's been supporting that little academic pursuit for a while. Wasn't he studying? I know we're digressing. He was studying in India or something.
I'm
He's
not
been all
sure,
over the
but
place.
It's all over the
Very
joint.
knowledgeable, Mel.
But back to coaches. I think
Yes.
coaches are really. I think they're a lot more. Maybe they're. I don't know if they're more emotionally intelligent or they're just demonstrating.
Good
it.
ones are.
They need to be.
yes.
The good ones are.
And with our sport, they all had to be in a way because I don't know whether it's because girls are a bit more emotional about what's going on out there, but
Girls
you
are
certainly
different.
couldn't go and talk to our goalers and give them harsh feedback because they would just shut up shop, and you're never going to win a game if they're not shooting.
Does
so
that,
the
does
goalers
that
would
mean
need
the
like,
girls should?
well done, you're doing
It
really
wasn't.
well.
Surely there would have been some athletes who could have handled that.
Oh, yeah, I would want it straight down the line.
said that
if
last
someone
week,
came to
yeah.
give me a hug, I'd be like, go.
Touch me.
Stick
and-
your hug up your ass.
Even when you're doing fitness testing and people are on the sideline, so support stuff or whatever, and they're encouraging you, and I found that really patronising because I'm like, I'm trying my hardest. None of you are doing it, so shut up and just let us get it done.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. I just get really funny with that encouraging kind of thing.
I think well, coaches obviously feel compelled to talk in that, but I think they don't always. I think they don't know what they're going to say, and I think they don't have the solutions, but they've got to talk.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're going, like that's not helping. Like what you're saying, it's not helping.
No.
And we know what we're doing wrong. It's not a knowledge problem. It's an execution problem.
Yeah. And it's about building the relationships with the athletes so you know. Like I remember, and you probably don't remember this, we were down at Mornington Peninsula maybe around Arthur Seat or something. We were doing a big hill run, and you were
that's
taking us
always
to this
good fun.
session. Terrible. Like,
Yeah, that was near. That was actually near my beach house. That was in a national park.
yes, yeah.
And it was 1,000 degrees.
Yes, it was horrendous. And because you knew me so well, like I'm running up, and then as we came down, we had to kind of do a lap around, and Craig was standing at the bottom, and we had to go around him and then go back up. And because he would clearly see that I was hurting, and he would just be like, "Come on, big bitch, get your ass up there." And to me, that would make me laugh. So then it would keep me going. Or if someone was down there going, "Come on, B, you're doing really well," I'd be like, "Shut up."
Yeah, good for you, Bianca.
Yeah.
Like,
But as soon as I walked around, he'd just smash me, and I would love that. Whereas other players, you would talk
Yeah.
differently
So
to.
that's
'cause
the
you knew.
ability to read the individuals and understand what their triggers are.
yeah, and that's the whole basis of leadership, of people management, of getting the most out of people. I think, like we talk about this fair bit in the stuff that I do, is that the biggest mistake that people make in communication is that they assume that people think like themselves. They think, like I could say to both you, I could give you both the same message where I think I'm encouraging and motivating you. You get motivated and you get pissed off, and she gets confused. You know, but it's same words with the same intention on the same day to the same team.
Yeah.
But everybody, and that's the, like, some people are articulate but terrible fucking communicators, and some people are not as articulate but they're very situationally aware, and they can read non-verbal communication. They can read people body language really well.
Well, someone like that is like a guy like Wayne Bennett, who's been in the coaching game forever. He's not the most articulate man in the world, coaching the Brisbane Broncos these days. Incredible success in rugby league. You can barely get a word out of him, but his players will live and die for him. But he understands them so very well, and across generations too. He obviously is like a people reader. He can just read the mood or the need of the player, both good and bad, and address it directly. And I think cross generationally, that's not easy too. I think that this generation of younger athletes and people in general are not the same as the one that went before, which wasn't the same as the one that went before that. And so to be able to go across the generations and understand that is pretty unique.
It's a gift.
Joyce Brown was always like that for me as a coach. Like
Former Australian netball coach.
Yep, that's right. And then coached me at my first couple of years at Melbourne Phoenix, and just so intuitive. She would just know when to have a crack at me, when to not, when to ring me up to see how I was going, when to leave me alone. She was amazing, and still now will even do that all the time. So she's been able to definitely cross all the generations.
So you know that you have the potential to be a very good coach.
Me?
Yeah. Because you got it figured out. Like you people,
Well,
like obviously
yeah.
from a netball, from a sporting point of view, but from a communication and a leadership point of view, and you're quite self-aware. But there's no drive there to coach.
Not really, not now. My whole thing is that if you go into coaching, I have to start from down here, which is fair enough because you've got to learn a lot. But then that means all your weekends are completely netball all over again. And
You've just been liberated
Can't
from
be
all of
bothered.
that.
And
Yeah, fair enough.
without being shallow, I mean, if you do a cost-benefit analysis, like for really, like what else you can be doing for your brand, your profile, your income, it's not all about that.
no.
But it's not a, if you're thinking, right, now's the time, I'm early 30s, I need to go crazy, get myself established professionally, that's a long, slow slog that even if you got a national position coaching a national team, like what would a national coach be on? 70 grand, 80 grand?
Probably, yep. Something
Jeez.
around that, I know.
Like,
And they actually
you know,
make
you
it,
compare that to the lowest paid AFL coach, which might be
like a development coach would be on
400?
100. Yeah.
like the senior lowest paid
Yeah.
would be on
Yeah.
300 or 400.
First year coach.
Yeah.
And they also, in netball and I think in other sports, I guess, make it, you've got to get your certain accreditations as you go. So I am about to get my advanced coaching accreditation, which has almost taken me 12 months to get.
Yeah.
And then I still have to do another 2 if I was even going to be available to coach an international team or an ANZ championship team. So that's when I just look at it and go, it's just too hard.
What was your emotion yesterday when your team got smashed? Your
I was really,
your old team.
I was really excited to watch the game. Sherelle and myself watched it together.
Oh, there
Did
we
you?
go.
Yeah.
Were you?
The Grand Dames getting together.
That's right.
Grand
For those who
The
don't know,
Grand
Sherelle
Dames.
McMahon, superstar.
Superstar.
Did you commentate? Did
Oh
you
no,
do
so
any?
I was in Brisbane on Friday. So Sherelle and I both commentated that the Firebirds up there.
Who'd they play?
They played the Canterbury Tactics.
What happened?
Tactics got smashed. Firebirds look amazing. Fittest
Defending
I've ever
champs.
seen them. They're
Is,
going to be hard to beat.
Romelda grown?
She's grown. Yep, she's stronger. She now has another goal attack that's pretty strong as well.
Wow.
Gretel Tippett, so Kurt Tippett's sister,
Yeah.
who is, I think she'd be my height, but just a strong basketball background. So she's amazing. So Firebirds are really good. So then I was excited to watch the Vixens because we've always had this real mental challenge against the New South Wales Swifts. And for the last few years, we often beat them away, but they beat us at home. And yeah, I thought the girls were looking ready to go, but unfortunately they went up there and got smashed.
What did you think of the new rules, or at least the adaptation of the rules? No more whistle on.
Yeah, that's good. I like
Yeah.
that because the whistle is annoying, especially on TV. The whistle gets picked up a lot. So no whistles, well, there is still, but not as much. And also the timeout rule. You know how we'd always, oh, my finger's sore. So then you could have a 2-minute timeout because the sport never wanted to bring in timeout. So we just use and abuse it as injuries all the time. So now they've brought in that you can only have, if you call time, you've got 30 seconds and you have to come off.
Yeah.
So, of course, girls don't want to call time anymore.
Yeah.
But you're starting to see teams use it more strategically. So to make actual just rolling substitutions during the quarters.
How much of netball is professional now, or what level is it at now in terms of player payment? Like, obviously, most of the girls I would think have a job or study.
I would say probably 50% have a job, maybe like a part-time job, and the other 50% would be studying. Your top probably 2-3 players in each team would be somewhat professional, fully professional. They don't get paid that much to actually play the game, but they have the ability to earn sponsorship and additional income that way.
So they're allowed to have outside sponsors as long as there's no
so
clash.
probably the last 4 years of my career, I was a full-time athlete, but most of my income was coming from my sponsors and other stuff that I would do for them rather than playing.
It's changing slowly, the attitude to women's sports. Slowly. The interesting one at the moment is the US women's soccer team, which has taken a pay dispute to the fair work equivalent in the United States in relation to what they get paid to play relative to the men's national team. So they're the defending world champions, the defending Olympic champions. They outrate the men when it comes to men and women's soccer in the US.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they
See,
do.
That's the key,
Outrate
the
them. What do you
broadcast.
mean? Media?
The media coverage of the women's football team,
Wow.
because in college football, in colleges,
It's a
women's
big
football team is a
sport.
big deal.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
got a huge cohort of people that are interested in it. And those girls are superstars in the US. Yet they were being paid, and I looked at the numbers, obscenely. So for the men, if they played in a winning
Like
game,
obscenely.
I'll give you the numbers. So
Okay.
if you're playing for Team USA, who are a very good football team, and they made the World Cup the last 5 or 6 times and have made it through to the round of 16, so they're not a bad team, but they're
the blokes.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they're marginal in terms of the wider interest. So
Yep.
they would earn $5,000 for a draw or a loss per game, and I think it was $13,500 for a win.
What?
For the women in the US football team, they were being paid $1,300 a game if they won.
And
Nothing.
Do you know what we get for the diamonds? As of, this year it's changed, but last year, $400.
That's
That's it. Every day you're
disgraceful.
together
So-
as a team. You get no match payments, nothing. You just
so you get like a
400
per
bucks.
diem.
so
Per
playing for your country.
No, being the world champions.
Yeah. So
You're-
all those world champion girls last year, $400 they
People
earned
need to know
per
that.
day.
People need to know that.
$400 per day, no prize money.
No prize money, no match payments, nothing if you win or lose.
So when you're playing in the World Cup final, you're playing for $400 lunch money.
Yep. That's it.
That's fucked.
Isn't that ridiculous? And so
It's
4
just
years ago, we took
and that was on the tally, and that was generating revenue.
17,000 people in the stadium.
Where's the money going? I mean, it's not going to make everyone a millionaire, but it's
No.
worth more than $400 a pop.
Yeah, well, so I work with our Players Association now, so we're kind of going into this new broadcast deal and seeing where that can take us. But we went to Fair Work 4 years ago and took Netball Australia, so we were on $200 a day, and we got it increased by 50
You're better off
bucks
having a job at
year.
McDonald's.
I know. Isn't
That's
that
rid-
ridiculous?
that is
You get
seriously.
paid more to play for, say, Melbourne Vixens than you do to play for your country.
Well, if you're a country footballer, you get more to play in
Exactly,
a game
that's
for
right.
Moe than you're playing, bless Moe, than you're getting to play
Well,
for
I've
Australia.
been offered to play country netball since I've retired, and I would have earned more doing that than
How
playing
much
netball.
ish?
$2,000 a game.
Oi!
No. How on earth can they afford to pay you $2,000 a game?
Well, I think most country football netball clubs, because they're joined together, they just would get the money from the generated from the
And
footy,
my
I
next
think.
question is, why aren't you doing that?
Oh, because I can't be bothered.
Well, I saw
My
Fev.
body's sore.
I saw Fev yesterday.
How boots will travel.
Fev, just across the road.
Was he playing for Bo Morris, was he?
He played 3 games on the weekend. I don't know how much he gets per game, but
Yeah, he was like Frankston, Yarrawonga.
he played 3 games tour. He's quad in the first game.
Oh, did he?
He's all taped up. He looked like a mummy. I said, great. So
on
I don't
him.
know. I don't know what that would be.
Maybe
but
I'll
if you're
explore that
getting
later
offered
down the
2,
track. I know he would get heaps.
The
why,
oth- the-
why
the-
don't you play 3 games a weekend?
think
Go, I'll do
They
it for
play
3.
outside. I know that sounds
play
precious.
Oh my God!
You-
We need to get the vibrating belt and off to curves again. They
They
I
play
play
couldn't cope playing
outside.
inside on floorboards, like
Oh.
sprung floorboards anymore because my knee was so rubbish. Imagine playing out on concrete
Well, you're
outside.
not going to have to jump. Everybody's
Yes, they
5'8".
You
You just
do my
stand-
ACL and then I'll be out for months.
please.
You know the bit that I guess the most graphic extension of that disparity is in NCAA sports in the United States. So tonight, our time, the final of March Madness is happening, which is the 2 best college basketball teams in the United States. They go through. It's a brilliant tournament. So it
Yep.
starts in March. There's 160 teams, whatever, and it breaks down to the final 2. Quite
Who's
literally.
left?
Look, I don't know the details of
Right.
it. I should, but I don't. But
It's okay. I've got no idea. I
yeah.
didn't even know it was on tonight.
But my point being is that every one of those players plays for nothing.
Yeah.
They are studying. They might be there on a scholarship at their college.
Yeah.
But they play for nothing. And the rules regarding the amateur status of the players are so severe that if you were, and we've seen this in the last couple of years, if you were to buy me lunch as the college dean, you know, my scholarship could be cancelled because of that, because I've accepted a free gift. The great obscenity about that, and college football, which is just as huge, and I've
Yeah.
been to these games where they get 100,000 people in the stadium.
Yeah.
Literally, I mean, Alabama University is the most famous college football team in the world. They have a stadium that's as big as the MCG.
Yeah.
It's an extraordinary place. But the players play for nothing. But the industry is enormous. It's ESPN. It stops the nation.
It's mega money.
Someone's making an absolute fortune out of the amateur status of these players because of the romance and the notion of their amateur status in relation to their colleges. They might getting an education, but it's such a thin line. So if you were to be injured, you know, and it's usually quite often the socio-economic profile of those that are playing are from poor backgrounds, poor
Yep.
African-American backgrounds, getting a shot at college education. But if you were to be injured while you're playing and they withdraw your scholarship, you're back where you started. There is no.
Yeah.
It's a very American parable. There is no safety net, but these players are being exploited. And I think there's been one case that turned up recently where someone finally challenged it when they had an EA Pro Sports college football video game,
Yeah.
and they were using the likeness and the image of some of the more famous college footballers in the video game and their names and their likeness without their permission. And they were being sold, you know, making a truckload of
that's
money.
terrible.
And someone finally challenged it. That court case is currently underway. But there's a huge industry that's been built up around exploiting the notion of amateur status in sport, and sometimes it needs to be challenged.
Well, that's also, I guess, why we're seeing Ben Simmons at 19 going, no, I'm not playing college. I'm going to go in the draft. When he could do his 4 years of...
Well-
Like, why would you stay in college for 4 years when you can be, on
As they call it,
$10 million?
one and done. One
Yeah.
and done, one season in college and
Yeah,
onto the big
it's like,
leagues.
you can do second year engineering or we'll give you $10 million.
Yeah.
$46
Fuck,
million.
can I have some thinking time? See ya, college. Fucking hell. It's a tough
He might
decision.
want to be there for the pure joy of academic pursuit, Craig.
Or not. Or not.
No, I don't
Maybe
do.
not.
10 million reasons not to.
I'm not doing my homework. I can pay someone to do my homework at that price.
Wow. A lot of selfies will be taken then and there. Are you a selfie person?
When I have to, I'll do it.
What's a typical
love it,
selfie
though.
for you?
You have a selfie stick?
No, I
I
don't.
didn't think so, but I thought I'd
What's a typical
they are the
selfie?
most obnoxious
More
thing.
just when we're taking a photo of like the group of
Yeah.
us or something.
But what's the go with some people taking essentially the same photo of themselves all the time? Like, here's me
Well, I
doing...
think
that
that comes
or-
from.
How was it again? What's the selfie look? Go on.
You should follow the Kardashians on Snapchat because that's what they do.
But it
Did you
like
understand anything that I just said?
Kardashian Snapchat. What is this language you speak? But it works for them, doesn't it?
And there's also these new cases that you can get that have a light that goes all the way around your phone.
Yeah.
Do I need to show you that?
Have you got one?
No, I don't have one. So that to help you take the better selfie with better lighting. So that as soon as you take a selfie,
Look
the
at us,
light
old
lights
men
up all
shaking
the way, and then
head.
it helps kind of.
I'm not that interested in my own head.
I'm not nearly pretty enough to take a selfie, let alone countless
This
selfies.
new
But
self-obsessed world
there's
that
I
everyone's
can say
living
this
in.
because I won't say who it is, but there's a person who follows me on Facebook and periodically comments. And, quite often I'll go, whoever it is, guy or girl, I'll go, just see who left that comment. And this person left a comment and I had a look at their page and there is hundreds of pictures of themselves, hundreds, in not many clothes, essentially pretty much the same picture.
What is the picture?
So I'm tipping
The
it's a
What is
picture
girl.
it? What-
is in a revealing, okay,
It's a girl.
it's a girl. But
What
I'm just,
what isn't she wearing?
well, she's in like training gear or a revealing dress, but it's all the same. Here, here are my breasts. Here's me. But which is cool.
Because it's
And
but
you're on an
they're,
angle,
they're all
isn't
the
it?
same.
But
there's hundreds
but
of
you're
them.
missing the point. See, the photos themselves are not the point. The
What's the
validation
point?
that comes from posting it and getting
Yes.
people responding to
And
it.
people
I
go,
know,
"Oh my
but
God,
they're
I've
the
got
same.
100
It's like
likes."
yesterday's.
Yeah, but every day someone that insecure needs to be told that they're valid.
But hang on.
Must be bloody
Do
exhausting.
people
When
not-
you put up a quote on Facebook, do you
Yeah.
check how many likes you get? Does that make you feel good if you get more
Yeah,
likes?
but I don't put up the same quote every day.
Yeah, but same theory.
Well, not really.
It is.
Not really.
Totally is.
Mm,
You're just doing it in a different way.
no, not.
Yep.
No. Because I don't look for approval in that. I really don't.
Yeah,
I
but
really don't. Like for
if
me,
no one liked them, would you keep putting them up?
no. But I tell you why I wouldn't. Because for me, it's a metric of whether or not I'm creating connection for what I do. Trust me, if it wasn't that, one, I do want to help and I do want to share some, but I couldn't give a fuck.
I know.
You're never going to see a picture of me going, here's my gun. Or, other than there's a couple of pictures of me, but they were kind of relevant to, but probably 2 in 8 years.
Yeah, I get
But-
it.
but in
the
terms of-
girls, that's their way of doing it.
But me seeking approval through my body in that, like, not a chance. Or
No.
my face, or my bum, or my legs, or even through my work. No. And yeah, I'm normal in that if I write something and it really resonates, it makes me happy. But I don't. That's not who I am.
no, that's not.
I
And
don't.
that is why girls are doing it, because they want to put it out there,
but
because they
what-
want
can't
people
we,
to give
can't
them
we
attention.
teach? Can't
and-
we help? Because that's not good.
It's not
No.
healthy.
It's like
No.
like
Have you ever
because these. How old's your daughter? 14.
She's 14.
Evie. So Evie, well, she's a bit different. I think she's a free spirit and good for her. I think she thinks for herself and is very independent, which is awesome.
She's not going to be posting those kind of
No.
photos. Well, I don't know. She
No.
might have
How's
get
her
to
But
resting
I-
bitch face
like-
going?
RBF. It's just
It
been
kind of
reduced to-
hurts me that these girls think, and boys too, but this I need to do this to
Yeah.
be like you don't.
I
You're
agree.
way better than that. You're beautiful. You're smart. You're enough. You don't need people to tell you that
No.
you're enough.
And that's all Instagram is. Like, if you Google the hashtag Fitspo or anything like that, it is just girls in their crop tops and their tiny little shorts with their abs showing.
Google what?
Fitspo.
What's
FITSPO.
What's that mean?
Fitspo. Like, just like.
No, we don't.
You
But the other
don't.
thing about it is it's a uniform vision of what's attractive or what's validated. So if it's all of that, just people with abs and
Yeah.
sports gear on, that's really,
It
really
is.
boring.
And because you think for most of the girls that look like that, they're not healthy. Like, they're not healthy to get to be looking like that. They're either not eating enough, or you know what I mean. Like, they're.
But even if they are
obsessed about
physically healthy,
something.
they're emotionally and mentally unhealthy because they're
Yes.
obsessed to the point where this is what I do. This takes up a lot of my time and energy
Yeah.
and thinking.
Yeah.
You're
And
like,
so then young
really?
girls look at that and go, "Oh, I have to be like that to get the attention that they get," It's crazy.
It's an awful space to be in when you rely predominantly on the validation of others to feel okay about yourself.
It's
That's a big thing coming from a guy who sits on the radio talking all the time, and it's a fair accusation to level at someone in the media that's why we do what we do, and I'm sure that's part of that. But also, it's a great space to be in when you understand what you believe and you don't really care anymore if people tell you that you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And I think I'm at that point at the age of 48 that I don't want to go out of my way to be antagonistic, but I don't have to care so much anymore what other people think.
Do you let your daughter? Is she on social media?
She's big on Instagram.
Yeah.
She loves it. She's in an interesting community. She's in what she calls fandom. So she's a massive Harry Potter fan, and and they do all these sort of interesting and kooky things in and around Harry Potter images and photos, and they reconstitute the photos and make up these little montages and stuff.
Oh wow!
So she's very big on that.
Wow.
Yeah, she is, but she's not on Twitter.
What's your best guess at what she's going to be doing when she's 25?
Oh.
Best guess.
I don't know what she'll be doing.
Just scroll. This is Fitspo
don't
for
know.
you. Just keep scrolling up.
Hopefully she's not on Fitspo showing her abs, but if she chooses to, there's nothing I can do
Oh my
to stop her.
God!
Show us all, Craig.
Which camera, Melissa? That one?
What's going on with
What's that about?
What's that?
Oh, is that a spray tan?
Give us a look. Holy moly. Is she getting on the tram dressed like that in the morning?
What is that about?
But when you look up that hashtag, there's let me just double check.
Everyone's racing to do that now.
So this is okay.
Give us a rundown. What is the...
That's typical. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
She looks like Benny Hill with the tongue out in the...
who is? Let's give her a
Hill.
play. What's her name?
She would have no idea.
What
No idea who Benny Hill
is
was.
she doing?
See, they
What's going on with her
Fitspo,
tongue?
they're thinking it's like an inspirational thing that they're getting to that.
Yeah, just looks
They want to
stupid.
inspire people. They've been inspired by someone who looks like that. So that's the whole thing behind Fitspo.
Here's
And
me sticking out my tongue. We're doing that.
What is that?
wearing
What is
a
the-
postage stamp.
Yeah, what is this one again? It's a...
Harnessed by string.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, if you look at this.
Mum would be so proud.
Half the people watching
look,
this are
someone's posted
going,
there.
look at you, you old fuckwit in a flannel shirt.
There is, under the hashtag Fitspo, there's 29 million posts. 29 million.
How many did that girl get? I don't know. What is
How
she
many
get,
likes?
Or something?
Let's have a look.
What's the go?
The other side of this is really interesting. Is that it's a feedback loop too. So everyone who goes to Fitspo is watching other people on Fitspo, and they're all liking and validating. It's a circular argument.
I think today's message, Francis, is that you and I are missing out.
we need to go on Fatspo.
Fatspo. That's exactly old.
Sitting there sprawling out.
That's right, old fuckspo.
2,500 likes.
Oh,
she
she's
got
not
for
trying
that
hard enough.
So when she put it up,
one. Oh, jeez. I don't know. I can't tell you that, I don't think.
really?
It would have been... it was only 2 hours ago.
wow.
Wow.
She's
You
going
better
right.
like that. You better be with the tribe.
Yeah,
No.
can we give her a like?
No, we can't give her a like. That will
give
come up
her a
under my
like.
profile. We don't
So-
want to. We don't want to give her more attention.
We don't want to contribute. I
She's
think
getting
we
enough
just,
attention.
I think we just did. We just put her on our podcast. There you go.
There
So
you
we
go.
learned something new today.
glad I could teach you guys
Hashtag, is it
something.
hashtag Fitspo?
Hashtag Fitspo.
Oh, we did. Now, when does your gymnasium open?
F45, hashtag F45.
Hashtag
Frankston.
F45 train.
Where is it?
Mornington.
Mornington.
April
Mornington.
18th.
Are you
Are
going to be
you-
down there for the first 6 a.m. class?
Yeah, I probably will. You know.
How many
Might.
classes a
Yeah.
weekish?
So there's 5 to 6 a day.
Wowza.
So
Are
3
you
in
gonna?
the
You're not
morning.
gonna? Are you gonna take any of
Oh,
them?
I might if we.
Is there an
need to.
accreditation?
Yeah, there is. So we've got trainers already trained up. But I mean, if we get in trouble, I will. And Andrew Russell, who's head of strength and conditioning at Hawthorn, he'll take some as well.
Wow.
Josh Gibson's involved, and
Had a good game yesterday.
he did. Well,
He
was
did.
down during the week putting together some of the rowers and the
Hashtag
bikes.
leather poisoning,
and-
44 disposals.
Yeah.
Did he have 44?
He did.
And
Leather
kicked a
ball.
goal. He thought he was a bit
First
of a
time
hero,
ever,
I
thought.
saw.
I think it was the first time ever for in Hawthorn colours.
Really?
Yeah.
He's
in
good.
between playing in
He's a
3
good
premierships,
player.
or 4 maybe.
And
Yeah.
a good business brain too.
How old is he?
31, I'll say.
So we.
I'm just completely making that
Can
up,
we
though.
disclose? I think he might be older. Can we disclose the owners? So you and
Myself, Josh Gibson, Lee Russell, and her husband Andrew Russell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fantastic. People of Mornington are lucky.
That's right.
You've got
Come
no
on,
excuse not to be
Gerald.
posting on Fitspo within
Correct.
6
No,
months.
No, we're not going to
In
encourage
fact, you
that.
need a Fitspo competition
Hashtag F45.
at the end of the first month to see who's got the best bod.
Why don't
Let's
you
make
boys
this
do that?
competitive.
Let's do a before and after shot.
Maybe we need to get, maybe we could have a group Fitspo, just, shirts off. You can wear a little crop top.
Okay, cool, thanks.
I'll do that one.
Can we
a
get
little
spray
bit of-
tans?
reminds me of adamant or
Yeah,
blue
mate.
steel or
Blue steel, yeah.
yeah.
Zoolander.
Mm.
Oh,
Boys,
wow, there
you'll
we
catch
go.
up.
Well, it's been fun, kids.
It has been.
Are we done?
I think we are.
I think we are.
We're all going
Sorry-
to go off
sorry
and
for
work
my
on our
lateness.
Fitspo.
It's all right. We'll have a talk to you about your tardiness and your lack of
But we've
punctuality.
learnt something today.
Yeah, I'm glad
What
I
have you
could
learned?
put
I've
time
learned
on
that
it and-
Fitspo was a thing. I did not know that.
Mm.
I learned you can get a phone that can illuminate you when you take your selfie. I did not know that.
I'm sorry for sharing.
Learned that Josh Gibson
did-
has got good business skills and acumen.
Yep.
I learned that I
does.
wasn't the only kid in the world that had a bullworker.
Mm.
And I'd never heard of that. So
No.
I learned something too.
And you learn how to wobble fat off your guts.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that's in a gym somewhere still? I think it'd be
For
a
sure,
great. Wouldn't that
for
be a
sure.
great gym like presentation? All those infomercial magic.
Actually, what about those
machines.
waist trainers? Have you seen those?
What's that? How does that one work? Do you stick electrodes to your guts and does it
It's
supposed
like
to?
putting on a corset and people wear them
There
around
you
all day
go.
because apparently it helps
Yeah.
you get back in shape.
Imagine if you
Yeah.
just did all of
like,
that for a
doesn't it just
month.
squash all your organs?
But you know what is, and I know we're winding up, but you know what amazes me is that there's just so much like complete bullshit out there, which has got zero science, and people are going, "Yep, it's real." You go, "No, it's not." Like all you need is someone with a few bucks to go. Let's just challenge this.
and
in
let's
co-
pay
like
someone
it's
to be an
ridiculous.
ambassador.
Killjoy.
Well, gee whizzy. Although, as long as people are buying the, what did Ox buy?
The Ab King.
the Ab
Pro.
King
King
Pro.
Pro.
The Ab King Pro. It still sells.
Best clothes horse money can buy when you're drying your clothes.
How many exercise bikes do you reckon are inhabiting spare
Oh,
rooms
yeah.
and garages around it?
Absolutely.
It's like the vast majority. What are you looking up now?
I'm trying to find you a picture of the waist trainer.
The
Oh,
waist.
really?
Yeah, but just keep talking because it might come afterwards.
All right. I think we'll call it a day.
We will. It's been great.
It's been great. We will return again next week, fit and firing. And we're going to get one of those vibrating belts in here for a Bianca Chatfield demonstration.
Yeah, okay, cool. Sounds good.
Perfect.
Catch you then.
See ya.
Bye.